So it's done digitally, happily, because otherwise you have to wait even longer for your customers, of course.
Yeah, because I thought they had to first approve it. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I think it's routed via a government server, so that they have the data, so they can reconcile with the VAT statements that are needed. Good. Then if you know a smart contract is executing the payments, of course it becomes easier to make an accurate planning of the incoming payments that you will receive. Also, problem that we have today, we never know how many money there will be on our bank account at the end of the day. And also a BASF, if there's money on your bank account, yeah, it doesn't bring anything. So if you can place it on a savings account or on another account that brings you more money, then every dollar counts. So that will help you. Today we don't know that, so that's very difficult in doing the disposition of these cash management and also seeing that you get the optimal money there. What do we do to work around? So meanwhile we have a machine learning algorithm implemented that predicts how many money we will have. So based on the payment habits of the past from our customers, what happens on a macroeconomic level and so on. These are parameters, and they will then predict how many money we might expect on our bank account at the end of the day, so that we know, okay, we can put it on a savings account or whatever, or maybe we need to get some money from another part, but we never know it for sure. So they make a prediction with 60% probability there will be €1 million on our bank account. With 80% probability it might be 1,200,000. With 90% probability, or it's the other way around, with 80% probability it will be 800,000. 90% probability will be 750,000 and so on. So then we have direction, but still we need to make the assumption ourselves, and we need to make a decision, a risk-based decision, how much chances do we want to have that we have unused money on our bank account, or that we have to pay fines because we're in a negative saldo. So that's also a problem we have today, just because we don't know how our customers will be paying us and when the money will appear on our bank account. Yeah.
If we use the system of triple accounting and smart contracts, do we have the option or possibility to put more pressure on the other side, so everyone is paying the invoices on time, for example?
I'll come to that later on, but basically this freedom doesn't exist anymore. So because I said before, a smart contract, when the prerequisites are given, it's hard, it will be executed, whatever happens. So basically you get here a 100% accurate planning for your revenue accounts, unless your business partner cannot pay or there's something like that. But you lose the freedom to steer when you are paying. It's also a change with today, because for example, you might decide you can have big payment policy by yourself. For example, if it's the end of the month and you know you have to pay the salaries, which is a lot of money, maybe you don't pay your vendors, but you wait 1 week until your salaries are gone and you have new money to pay your vendors. So these freedoms, or these degrees of freedoms to have a payment policy, they do not exist anymore. Or it can be a policy that, when it's overdue, they always wait 1 or 2 weeks and we pay 1 or 2 weeks later by policy. This is then a flexibility you don't have as a company.
Okay, so when using triple accounting, you have to pay our debts or invoice until date X, for example. So there's no way around.
Yeah.
All right.
Then the account, the program, the smart contract would be executed, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Okay. Sounds
Has
good.
advantages, has disadvantages. It's different, and you need to accommodate with that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, do you know what a tokenized payment is? Maybe some words on that. I go back to a tokenized payment in the classic world. So when I was young, when I was studying, and we went out, we had parties, we never paid with real money. So at the entrance we could change our money for tickets or vouchers, and with that we paid, so one voucher was one beer, two voucher was a wine, and things like that. So we need to pay with real money when we were at the party. That was more efficient in the payment process. So, and basically that was an offline tokenized payment because you change your money into tokens, you pay with the token, and at the end you mostly forgot, so you have your tokens at home the next day, and they were not valid the next week, of course. So, but this is kind of a tokenized payment in the offline world. And that's also, you might know it from gaming, where you can also buy slots or tokens and then using it for online transactions, so not using the real money. That's also what can happen here. And we have an example I mentioned before, BASF Evonik, where we have this triple accounting-like concept. It's not triple accounting, but it's going in the right direction. And there also we partnered up with Commerzbank. They also want to find out about e-money and learn to work with that. So they created an e-euro that is attached to the real euro, of course. And all these transactions between BASF and Evonik are executed via this e-wallet, not anymore via bank statements. Advantage is, because we have a lot of money going to and from each other, that you don't need to pay bank costs for every transaction, which is then lost money for us. And we have this wallet, and once the wallet is empty, you pay into the wallet. So basically, you only have to balance the wallet and not pay every transaction. And with this e-wallet, it's also much faster than a classical bank transaction. So there also we used in our use case that we have with Evonik, tokenized money. We are not doing bank transfers anymore, but there is an e-wallet, and we pay to and from each other via the wallet, and only if the wallet is empty on one or the other side, you add money to the wallet, or you can take it out if there's a 1 minute. And last point, increased process transparency. I mentioned in the beginning, once you send out an invoice, you really don't know what happens with it until the money is on your bank account and you say, oof, they paid. Also, you receive invoices and you have to see, well, what is this invoice? And if you have a triple accounting concept or a central ledger, you have much more process transparency because you really see what's happening because it's visible for both parties. And that can take a lot of uncertainty I'll give you a lot more certainty, which is then good to optimize your business and transactions. Good. Changes. Every advantage has also its disadvantages, or the change is a matter of how you're looking at it. Everything becomes transparent and auditable. So that's why also audit companies and governments are looking into these concepts. Not everybody wants might want to be things more transparent, because you lose degrees of freedom to optimize the business for yourself. As I mentioned before, reduce options for payment policy. So you cannot say, okay, I don't pay now, but I pay next week because I have to pay my salaries, or it's year-end closing and I want to fine-tune my balance sheet, and then it's not good that I have less cash, so I have more cash in my balance sheet. That's better. These payment policy instruments are not there anymore if you're working with smart contracts.